All right, week 10 college football breakdown. Good battle in the Big 12 here. Got undefeated TCU hosting Texas Tech early in the day. It's actually a big noon kickoff game, which is a little bit strange. Used to seeing the Big 10 on that slot. Regardless, seeing TCU at home is an 8.5-point favorite in this spot. Pretty high total as well. It's 69.5. It should be pretty alarming to you that right off the bat, an undefeated team, a top 10 team that's played really well this year, only an 8.5-point favorite at home against Texas Tech, and that line has dropped. It has failed to reach 10 at any point of the week. It was at 9.5, now down to 8.5. I'll be the first to say that I don't really like Texas Tech, and we'll kind of start there. They're 9 games into the season, and they haven't picked a quarterback yet. Tyler Shuck started the year. He gets hurt. It's Donovan Smith. He gets a little banged up, is not playing as consistently as Joey McGuire once. They go to Baron Morton. He has a good game against West Virginia, and then, he plays like trash last week against Baylor. Shuck gets back healthy. They bring him back in. He throws a pick 6. Donovan Smith throws a pick. This quarterback situation is a mess. We're 9 games into the season, and you've got all 3 guys still on the table as possibly starting this game. And Joey McGuire is really not indicated which way he's leaning. It's just a total crapshoot. And, he's a high school football coach. That's high school coaching behavior right there. I mean, that's not how a big-time college football coach manages his roster. So I don't like that off the jump. I also think that this Tech offensive line is pretty vulnerable, which is, maybe part of the reason why their quarterbacks haven't been able to settle in. I mean, they've really struggled to protect any of those quarterbacks when they're in there. I think Texas Tech is better defensively than people give them credit for, really at all 3 levels. I was concerned about their secondary coming into the year. Really, aside from that Texas game, when they faced off against Hudson Card, that secondary is fared pretty well this year. Pretty good against the run. They're pretty good up front. On that side of the ball, that's not really where the worries come from. It's just a team that doesn't really play complementary football. I wouldn't really trust that this first-year head coach in this spot. It should be alarming, though. I mean, why is TCU an 8.5-point favorite? It's absolutely because of TCU's defense. They got one really good cover corner in Hodges Tomlinson. I think some of the other guys in that secondary are a bit shaky. You're going up against a pass-first team. Maybe the odds makers see something there. Maybe Tech can utilize Miles Price and some of those different kind of gimmicky receivers in this matchup. I also think TCU's front 4 is really nothing to write home about. But once again, it's not the toughest matchup in the world going up against Tech's offensive line. Certainly it's not because of TCU's offense. I mean, Max Duggan has been terrific this year. Kendry Miller creates a ton of explosive plays in the run game. They got playmakers galore on the outside with guys like Quentin Johnson, Davis, Tay Barber. I mean, this is a really good offense, and they've been, quite stout up front themselves. This is really a game I want no part of, to be quite frank. It is a slight look ahead for TCU as well. They go on the road to Texas next week. Maybe that's a game they get up for a little bit more, but I don't think TCU's established enough of a team to where they can just be looking ahead in a spot like this. Something seems off here. I'll say a lot of people are probably going to be on this over as well, and I get it. Texas Tech is a very fast-paced team. And we know how easily TCU can create explosive plays in multiple ways. The one thing I'll say about that is Texas Tech might run fast and they might throw the ball a lot. It doesn't mean that they're really good at it, though. I mean, it's a lot of quick passing game. They don't really take a lot of shots. That's why all those quarterbacks are really right around that 7 yards per attempt mark, which is really nothing to write home about. So don't get deceived by that alone. I'm not going to make a play on this game. Just seems like a weird spot for TCU that I don't want any part of. So there's better options on the board. I would recommend laying off of this game. All right, before we get out of here, I know you see this shirt right here. Head over to proud90.com for all your golf apparel needs. Obviously, got very unique but comfortable polos with the colder weather coming. Great selection of hoodies and quarter zips. Go to proud90.com and browse their selection. If you see anything you like at checkout, use code Fordham. Going to get you 15% off your entire order. That's code Fordham at proud90.com is going to get you 15% off your order. Support me, support Proud90, proud90.com.